The community foundations exist as the sort of glue that brings and joins up all the good stuff that's happening in our communities, making sure people know about it, but more importantly, raising awareness of maybe some of the social challenges we face. I think funders are at a really interesting point at the moment, because obviously we're in sort of tightened economic times, and I think we all have to realise that there is less money. There is going to be less money. There's not a magic pot at the end of the rainbow somewhere. So I think we all have to reboot our mindsets, and the way that we go about our work probably needs to change, and we need to be thinking about different partnerships. And I think what the Good Exchange offers is not competition, but a way of collaborating in perhaps a very different way. So it's a way for my organisation to maybe work with other funders in a very sort of collective, collaborative way and make things happen together. Because as an organisation, we are never going to have enough money for all the organisations that apply to us. And I guess the frustrating thing for organisations that apply to us, when they apply to us normally, they're going to have to apply 20 times to other funders, whereas the Good Exchange allows them, to put their application on once and it be seen by multiple funders, and then the funders to actually see who's funding who, and to come in together and actually make things happen. Because as a funder, the worst thing that can happen is that you give an organisation some money, but it's not enough. It's not the full amount that they need to actually start something up. So in a way, that's wasted money while it's waiting around for other funds to come in. But actually, the Good Exchange can speed things up. It's about this shift in mindset between competition and collaboration. I think as funders now, we've got to realise that our money, however big it is, will never be enough. And that actually together we could probably achieve more and have greater impact. So for me, it's all about impact. And I think that the more funders that are using the platform, the more charities that will automatically default to use it, and actually it will become the place to exchange information around who's funding who, what needs funding. And when you want to work in a place, I think that's a really important thing. Because once you're using the platform, you can use it in so many different ways that will work for your organisation. And until you start, you won't know how good it's going to be. So I think that the fact it's free is fantastic. I guess as a funder, we have a lot of data. And with the introduction of GDPR, sharing data has become a lot more problematic, shall we say. What I like about the Good Exchange is it actually allows us, we've all automatically got the consent of the applicants that are on the platform to share that information with other funders who we think might be interested. So that's quite a powerful aspect of the Good Exchange. There's no fear that you might be sending an email to someone with an application. You can just send them the link to the Good Exchange and say, it's there, I think you might be interested in this. We have a proprietary Salesforce system that has been built for us. So we've got all our processes in place. It's not as though we need technology or a platform to do that. But the wonderful thing that has just happened is that we can now export directly from the Good Exchange platform into Salesforce. Is going to save my team a lot of time. I think as a funder, we need to be thinking about how can we help the sector join up the dots and try and avoid duplication. And I think as funders, the idea of working together in themes is a way for us to come together as well and collaborate. So we know that there are lots of other trusts and foundations in Oxfordshire particularly interested in homelessness. And I think by working together, we could probably have greater impact. And I see the Good Exchange enabling us to do that so that we could maybe pool our funds, collaborate together, and make that a pot of money that becomes available to all the organisations in the sector on homelessness. So rather than applying to each of us individually, they might be a little bit more honest about the money that they need. So rather than always applying for the maximum amount available, actually be really honest about how much it's going to cost for your organisation to deliver what you need to do. Now, obviously, that would probably be more than the Community Foundation would be able to give you, but with another few foundations coming in, collectively, we might be able to fund an organisation to do some really important and different work, and that, to me, would be impact.